Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be diving into some really fun nail products from Vettsy Nail, and we're going to kick off fall season. We're just going to dip our toes and just do a really simple fall set. I'm going to show you some really awesome goodies that Vettsy Nails has to offer. So we have this really iconic pink box. Everything from Vettsy comes in a pink box. And then check out the bubble wrap. If you look closely, it is heart-shaped bubble wrap, which I love, just like this special touch. So the first thing in here, this is going to be the star of the show. This is a 6-piece color collection, and this is the perfect fall cat eye collection. It is the Brownie collection, and it comes with 6 colors. These polishes are also Hema-Free, but they're cat eyes, and they just scream fall to me. Look at this color palette. It is the perfect jewel cat eye kind of combination that we have going on here. That's perfect for just dipping our toes into fall. So the first thing in here, you always get a little swatch card if you purchase an entire collection from Vettsy. And then we're going to go into 5 out of the 6 colors today, but I do really like the packaging. And then it has the color, and it also has the number indicator both on the bottle and on the cap. And then here's what we're working with, just a sneak peek of this first color here. And the nice thing is, if you do get a cat eye collection, they also do include the magnet and then a couple odds and ends that Vettsy has to offer. We have some beautiful crushed foil flakes, and these are great for fall. They're like that perfect fall kind of tone. And then we have a chrome powder in the color jungle, and we're going to dive into the chrome powder and those flakes in a different video. I really wanted to focus on the gels, and I really wanted to play with this adorable Hello Kitty silicone mold. And check it out, we have some really fun Hello Kitty. We have 4 different sizes there. We also have Hello Kitty shaped in a star, and then some bows, and then that's the magnet that comes with the cat eye collection. All right, so now this is going to be a great video. So you're going to be able to see some really beautiful new fall colors. You're going to see how they perform, and then we're going to keep it really simple. We're going to pick 5 colors from the Brownie collection and do a different color on each nail. And then I'm going to show you how easy it is to use those silicone molds, and we're going to create a little Hello Kitty. And then I'm only going to place the Hello Kitty on one of the nails, and then at the end of the video I will show you the finished set on how it looks with the Hello Kitty charm and without the Hello Kitty charm, so you have best of both worlds. But right here, back into this beautiful color, the first color that we're diving into, I'm really impressed with the coverage and the color payoff that we're getting. And look at that magnetic pull that we're getting. I'm creating this design pretty easy, pretty effortlessly, and I am loving this color right here. This would be great to do for an animal print, or even doing like that tortoiseshell kind of style nail look. You definitely have some options with this one. So I was going to go ahead and do a second coat, but I decided I'm loving the coverage and the color payoff that we got with one coat. So I figured, let's put these to the test and see how they perform with one coat. I feel like this collection is also really beautiful because you're going to get a lot of use out of it with that autumn and then transitioning into fall, and then you could reutilize these colors when it's time for that rustic Thanksgiving time of year. And this is the 6 colors that you're going to see all these colors all together, and this is going to be a really good color palette that you're going to be able to do so many different things with it. And look at it again, we have another gorgeous color with the perfect magnetic pull here. I'm loving this so much. I cannot wait to see how the other colors perform. And this is only with one coat, and I do not have a gel base or anything on this soft jelly tip. I'm just applying this right over the jelly tip. I normally do not do a layer of gel base first. I just go in right with my color, and then I seal everything in with a layer of gel top coat. But check it out, we have great coverage, and I have high hopes for this already. So here's the first 2 colors that we're working with. And again, we're doing a different magnetic design on each of the nails. So that's the best part about a cat eye, is that even though we're doing a very simple look, you can still make it as glamorous as you want. Depending on how you're pulling those magnetic particles, you can totally change the look, and you can still get a really beautiful, unique nail look with just using some simple cat eye polishes like we're doing today. All right, so let's dive into the rest of these fun colors, and then I'm going to pop back in when it's time to dive into that adorable Hello Kitty silicone mold. Now that we're done applying the gel polish, how perfect is this color palette? To me, this is right here. This is the perfect fall color palette, and I'm totally here for it. And we're just getting warmed up here on my channel, so I cannot wait to see what other fall goodies we find. But right now, I'm super impressed with these gels. All right, so now we're going to get into the Hello Kitty mold. I grabbed a couple other Vettsy products that I had, and we're going to go in with a solid gel polish first. I figured let's do a classic Hello Kitty with that adorable little red bow. So I grabbed some of that solid gel, and I'm just going to flip it over here, and we're just focusing on the bow only. And I just flipped it over just to see if we had any air bubbles, and I'm just doing a very thin layer of that red gel, just focusing on that bow section first. And then once I have that exactly where I want it, I am going to go ahead and flash cure. If you do need to wipe any of that red that may have got on the kitty, go ahead and wipe that off first with a lint-free wipe before you go ahead and cure, just to make sure you're keeping that red right on the bow. And then once that's flash cured, you are good to go. So you can pick any color you want to fill in this mold. You could actually fill in the eyes and the whiskers if you wanted to first with a darker color and then flash cure, but I find that it's easier to do all those details after we create the charm itself. So I'm just going to keep going ahead and just dabbing some of that white gel polish in that mold until we fill it completely. And then once we have it filled, I'm just going to double check and just do a quick flip to kind of see where we're at, making sure there's no air bubbles. But keep in mind, if you are flipping this mold over, you are working with uncured gel, so you want to flip that really fast so you do not lose any of that gel that's in the mold. So everything is looking good. I'm just going to go ahead and clean everything up. You always want to make sure you clean up everything with a lint-free alcohol wipe before you go ahead and flash cure, to make sure that you're getting a clean transfer when it comes to creating that charm. Because if you go ahead and cure it with a whole bunch of gel on here like you see here, you're going to have a lot of work cleaning up that charm and just getting that design exactly how you want it. You want it to look just like Hello Kitty when it comes out of that mold. So now that we have everything where we want it and everything's cleaned up, I'm gonna go ahead and flash cure it here for a few seconds. And then after we flash cure, this is when I can go ahead and stop. I can flip the mold over and just make sure everything is looking good. Check it out, we already have the Hello Kitty's coming to life here. So now that that is flash cured, I'm gonna go ahead and stick that in the lamp, and I put it in the lamp for 120 seconds, and then I flipped it over and then I put it back in the lamp again for another 120 seconds. You might need to cure longer because we did place a lot of gel in that mold to create the Hello Kitty. Then I also created one with a brown bow, but I ended up going with the red bow because I wanted to keep it traditional for this go around for the Hello Kitty. Now that we have that charm that's completely cured, I put the charm on a nail stand, and now I'm just going to go ahead and fill in the details. I'm just using an orange wood stick, and we're going to go ahead and fill in the eyes, and then I am going to do the whiskers in black as well. So the lines for the eyes and the whiskers are fairly deep, so you could actually tap that orange wood stick on there, and you could use a lint-free wipe and wipe any areas if you wanted to, and you're still going to get that gel polish in all those nooks and crannies. So like right here, I'm using a lint-free wipe with alcohol on it just to clean up those whiskers, just to keep them really crisp, because I just wanted the gel polish just to focus in those indents only. So going ahead with that lint-free wipe really just let me be a little bit messy, but then it also let me make sure that I was removing any of that extra gel, so we had a very precise whiskers. So I do like that method. I probably should have did that for the eyes as well, but we're learning as we're going here. So I am flash curing as we go here. So now we're just finishing up the whiskers, and then I figured I wanted to add a little bit of pink to the ears. So we're going in with a pink color called Barbie, and we're just gonna go ahead and fill in the ears here. And I'm just using a very thin nail art brush, and you could do as much detail as you want on here. But I really like the foundation of the silicone mold because you can really just create so many different variants, because you could change up the colors of the bows with the Hello Kitty. Plus, the silicone mold did not only have Hello Kitty, it also had other bows on there and some really fun star shapes and a cross. So you have a couple different options when it comes to the silicone mold, and the price point was just right. I also have a discount code with Vettsy. I will link that in the description box below. It's just Mallory 20. And they also have other silicone molds as well. There's nail stickers, there's tons of chromes. All their gels are Hema-Free, which is awesome. So now that we finished the details of the Hello Kitty, I'm just going to clean everything up. I'm going in with a little bit of white gel, and we're just going to fill in any areas and touch things up as needed, just to do a little bit of fine tuning. This is a total optional step. And then once we're completely done, I'm going to do a final cure. I did 60 seconds for this, and here's our little charm. Then to apply the charm, we're going to use the 5-in-1 gel top coat. I'm going to dip that charm right into that gel, and then this is what I'm going to use to adhere the charm right to the nail. So I'm putting it right on the nail. That doesn't have anything on the nail. I didn't do any base or anything like that. This just has that gel top coat, that one coat of the gel top coat on here. And then once I get that charm exactly where I want it, I will go ahead and flash cure it, and then I'll go ahead and cure it for a full 60 seconds. But how adorable is this little charm? It was super easy to make. There's also two smaller sizes down from this one. This was like the medium size Hello Kitty, and there's also a larger size as well. So you have a couple different sizes when it comes to the Hello Kitty. And then to finish up the set today, we're going to go in with the non-wipe top coat, and we're going to apply it to all the nails and then cure for a full 60 seconds. And I personally don't experience any flaking or peeling if I just go in with a gel top coat, but if you do ever experience any flaking or peeling, just make sure you go in with a layer of gel base first, cure, and then try going in with your top coat. That might help that flaking or peeling. And for our charm nail, we're just sealing everything in with a layer of gel top coat, and I'm making sure I covered that Hello Kitty completely. I also covered the top of the Hello Kitty just to seal in all those details that we put in, and then I cured for one more time for a full 60 seconds. But that is how easy it was to create that little charm. So here's our set without the flash, and then here's what it looks like with the flash on. Either way, it looks really beautiful. And for our first fall set this year, I'm absolutely loving this color palette. I am really shocked that we got this great of a coverage with only one coat, and look at all that magnetic goodness that we have going on. And again, we only used one coat, so I do really like the formula of this. Another thing about these gels is that they did not have that strong chemical scent to them, which I love so much. All right, and let me know, is this your color palette for fall season? If not, what colors do you gravitate towards during that cozy season? I would love to know. All right, so everything that we use in today's video can be found in that description box below, and I'll see you all in the next one.